Video games aren't movies, but do you ever get the feeling like game studios really want them to be? I have no problem with story in video games. I think they can really aid the experience. But there's no question that in the past 10 or 15 years, game studios have been placing increasingly more importance on story and less on gameplay. You know, the game part of game. I think this is the result of studios trying and failing to answer a fundamental question. How do you play a story? Well, I have two answers to this question. The first is, stop trying to make games be movies. And the second one is that, well, it's gonna be the whole point of the video, really, so why don't you just warm yourself up a bowl of Super Mario Bros. Nintendo cereal and let's get into the game. Chapter 1, the problem. If you're not a gamer, then all you really need to know is that story in games is usually delivered through cutscenes, which are essentially just non-interactive scenes. It works for the most part, but it kind of showcases how the two mediums are like oil and water and can only exist completely independently of one another, as well as how the gaming industry hasn't really found a solution to this beyond bringing the gameplay to a grinding halt so that the movie part can play.
Carlos, I've reached the main avenue.
But game studios have become more and more obsessed with making story the main focus of video games in recent years, and they've tried to have their cake and eat it too. What they really want to do is make a movie, but they also want you to be a part of it. So the way that they do that is essentially by having cutscenes, but they're cutscenes that you participate in, whether you like it or not. And how do you participate, you ask? By doing this. Really gets the heart racing. And that's about as far as most games have gotten with trying to integrate story with gameplay. I mean, sometimes the lack of control is more hidden. Oh shit! But even with scenes like this, it's just an illusion. You're not in control. That was a completely scripted moment. There was a 0% chance that you would avoid that boat. Because if you did, then the movie couldn't happen.
Holy
I'm
shit.
holding it. I really feel like I'm struggling against the monster here.
I'm watching a movie on my end. I'm just watching a cool movie right now.
I am too. I'm clicking one button and she's doing all this shit.
In a video game, your character's tool set is how you take action or how you get around in the world. It could be your portal gun in Portal, or your car in Grand Theft Auto, or the ability to jump in Mario. And the way I see it, that tool set should be sacred. It should be yours to control at all times. Because if it's not, then it's like playing tennis without a racket. So in my opinion, the worst thing that a game can do is remove or nerf elements of your tool set in order to shift focus to the story. The most common offense is when the game removes your ability to run and slows your character down to a crawl so that they can have a conversation that the game really thinks you need to hear and on which they don't think we'll be able to concentrate enough if we're busy having fun. They say show don't tell for movies, so with video games it should probably be something similar, like play it, don't say it. So then why do we get things like this?
We need to reach Platform 4 and secure those TIE fighters. Yes, sir. We'll contact you when we reach the Corvus.
I don't understand how this happened.
Now it may seem as though I'm still playing the game during this scene in Battlefront 2. And that may be technically true by the most basic definition of playing. But it's ironic that immersion is such a key focus of modern games, because if you start dictating how I'm allowed to play the game, it stops feeling like I'm inhabiting the character pretty quickly. I'm not a goddamn child who needs to be told not to run at the pool. And it's often such a simple fix too. I mean, just let me shoot guys while she's having this conversation. I mean, that's the whole point, isn't it? That I am the character. So as the character, just let me choose to do that, even if it's socially frowned upon for me to be on my cell phone while I do my murders. Spider-Man does it all the goddamn time.
Mr. Parker?
I'm sorry, who's this?
Principal Evans.
Mr. Parker! I just forgot something in my car!
But it really means that much to you that I pay attention to this conversation and you don't think that my ADHD ass brain can handle it, then you could have just made this path longer and then I could have ran the whole way and you wouldn't have had to take away from my tool set. And I don't feel like a child who needs their experience dictated by you, even though I am the adult who paid 60 adult dollars for this game. But it's a very common practice and should be considered unacceptable for the game to effectively take the controller away from you.
Why would she not try to run?
That was awesome.
Because she's hurt. She's touching her tummy.
Look, now I'm walking again. What the fuck is this? She was running in the cutscene. She ran in the door.
With cutscenes, it's typically a non-issue because a lot of cutscenes are skippable, so if you're not interested, you don't have to watch. But these segments are gameplay. So don't get any funny ideas, player. You can't skip these. Oh, golly, fuck no. And here's the harsh truth. I know they spent a lot of time writing this dialogue and they should be proud of that. But I may just want to give it the old skippy skadooski. And that should be my right. But I can't, can I? And why would that be? Certainly not because you think I'm a tiny little baby and you need to tell me how to have fun. I mean, you can skip scenes in a movie, right? And if one were so inclined, one could argue that you can't skip scenes in the movie theater. To which I would say, if this is a movie, and I'm in a movie theater, then what the fuck is this thing for? The studio thinks that as long as we're pressing at least one button during these sequences, that they've succeeded at perfectly integrating gameplay and story. But Chapter 2, the worst of both worlds. I would argue that in games, the player's agency is the most important thing. And in movies, not wasting the viewer's time is the most important thing. These gameplay segments we've been talking about, these segments aren't games. There's no objective other than for them to end, no strategy, no fail state, objectively not a game. And they're unskippable, so even if I'm completely disinterested, then it's tough titty taint for me. So they take away your agency as a player, and they waste your time as a viewer. Just give me a cutscene. I'd take that over one of these fake gameplay segments any day. Because when a cutscene starts, I can do this. Nice and clean. But no. I don't mind hopping between game and movie. Just make the former fun and the latter entertaining without trying to fuse the two together into some sort of abomination that's neither.
Brundlefly.
Studios that do this need to suck it up and accept that this is the medium they've chosen. It's a game, which by definition is not about story, it's about fun. Remember, the first video game was Pong, as in ping. They're not trying to turn the fucking Super Bowl into an immersive narrative experience, because that's a game. Games will also do this really fun thing where they'll literally kill you if you try to explore the level.
Wrong way, Commander.
The state of modern games has gotten so bad that anytime I'm not forced to relinquish my abilities during a story moment, it's a massive relief. Even just being able to still move the camera during conversations in Breath of the Wild makes me feel like I'm king of the fucking world. I think a lot of these big studios just genuinely don't understand what's supposed to be enjoyable about a game. They don't understand the fun part, or that that's a worthwhile attribute of a product. It can just be that. It doesn't need to also be 20 hours of talking. So because they don't understand that, the only thing they can think to do is turn their games into movies. It's the closest medium that they understand. But this isn't this. Rosebud. It's not about this. It's about this. It's about how this feels. And look, I love both mediums, of course I do. And I've enjoyed most of the games I've shown clips from here. I'm critical of them because I like them and I think they can do better. But you can't force a game to be a movie any more than you can force a movie to be a book. They're completely different mediums with completely different strengths and weaknesses. The reason they use the term show don't tell is because film is a visual medium.
Can you tell me?
The first change that 95% of book-to-movie adaptations make is removing the narration. Because in books, you need to describe shit that's around. In the movies, We can see the shit. And so film doesn't need to be just about words. And to reduce it to that is to squander the very advantage the medium has to offer. Just like to remove the player's control in a video game and treat it like a movie is to squander the advantage that that medium has to offer. An advantage, by the way, that is unique among all digital mediums: player control.
Do not destroy vital testing apparatus.
You can give games stories, but you can't force them to be movies any more than you can adapt fucking Checkers into a movie. Chapter 3, the solution. Maybe, probably not, I don't think. Right? Is there a way to truly blend story and gameplay in a way that doesn't hinder the gameplay? To me, the solution is something that I'll tell you about right after I tell you that we've got a new sister channel called Nostalgiac Gaming, where we've got all kinds of groovy atmospheric playthroughs, 4K playthroughs, tutorials, gameplay comparisons, all kinds of shit. You can find that sucker in the description. Anyway, to me, the solution is to tell very simple, not uninteresting, but simple stories. More specifically, stories with simple plots, just like the movies we love where the characters have a single, clear objective. That doesn't mean the movie is simplistic, it just means we understand the hero's motivations right off the bat so we can focus on the journey and their emotions instead of getting lost trying to figure out what the fuck is going on.
In a parallel world, Steer, we can't know the relationship between consciousness and multiple realities.
Make what the hero wants simple and relatable, and make us want what they want. If you can do that and make the gameplay fun, you're 90% of the way there. Want to raise the stakes even more? Make it so that if you let other characters die, they die for good. How tense and exciting would that be, knowing that that character you've gotten to know this whole time will live or die by your actions? Tension is an emotion that does translate very well to games. We feel it with any game that challenges us or that has a severe penalty for dying.
Jesus! No, my fucking souls! No! No! I had 52,000!
And this game must let us maintain our tool set throughout the entire game. The stakes won't feel real if we're not the ones really doing it.
You're becoming a hero to these people.
But instead, so many games, when trying to create a cinematic scene, take control away from you. Because how are they supposed to tell their story if you're in control messing up their scene?
Gotta find Homer first. Gotta find Homer first. Gotta find Homer first. Okay, we gotta get out of here, now. No, no, no!
Because to them, cinematic equals movie. They don't know how to see it any other way. But movies are dictated and preordained, things that a video game should strive not to be. Studios need to let go of this fixation on film that's shackling them. Stop trying to dictate the pace, stop trying to dictate the camera, but most importantly, stop trying to dictate the character's choices. Because those are my choices, and when I bought the game, I planned on making them myself. Putting the story in our hands and letting us fuck it up is exactly what can be unique about video games. They're fighting against the very nature of the medium and ignoring the greatest gifts it has to offer in an attempt to force the game shape into the movie whole. Yeah, I'm in the tree now. You remember a few videos ago when I was on the roof? Oh, hi. This is the continuation of that storyline. I had to vault over to get from there to over, and now I'm here. But I'm still not down though. I'm still up. So, you know, scared. And I can't afford to get down because I still need your support on Patreon. So it's really your fault that I'm up here. In all actuality, if you do choose to support us, it will not only mean the world to us, but it'll also mean that we can make more videos more often. In other words, the 2 months of no uploads, that's also your fault. Oh, another thing, I could have sworn last time over there, I told you guys how you could sign up for any tier of the Patreon, including $1. And get a personalized video from me to you. I mean, it could be anything. You know, happy birthday, fuck you, shut up, whatever you want. It's your video. And special privileges on our Discord. I mean, you could drop $1 in the sewer and forget you did that. Or you could give us everything we've ever wanted. $1. And if you're like me and don't understand what Patreon is, you can just become a member on YouTube and get all that same shit. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I told you all that. You're shaking your head like, no, I didn't. But either way, it's still going. So kick your fucking Heelys and roll on over there. I'll just be here, malnourished. Wait, come back. Thank you so goddamn much to my gold and silver patrons, Andre Krishkovich, Ghostbike, Juanita, and that Gary Oldman is talented, as well as all my bronze tier patrons. Look at him over there. One of those names could be you, but you playing.